I'm Nadi Shireen Siddiqui, and I'd like to talk about the effects of globalization on my city, Karachi. First and foremost, I will discuss the effects of neoliberal economic globalization, which to most people just means exploitation of cheap labor. People working at multinationals and transnational companies here in Pakistan and Karachi specifically do not feel like would never address themselves as cheap labor. They don't feel exploited per se because they prefer working in multinationals over working for national organizations. The reason for this is multinationals, transnationals offer higher salaries as well as on job training that allows employees to develop a skill set that they can use anywhere in the world at an even higher salary. So it's a plus plus. Why is it bad for the economy? It's bad for the economy because once these people are trained by multinationals, they want to go abroad. And once they're abroad, they immigrate, they're no longer our resource, they're no longer Pakistan's resource. They're the resource of foreign countries. Other than that, there's also exploitation of cheap labor in the sense that, well, even though what they're being paid here is more than their local counterparts working for national organizations, they're still getting significantly less than people working abroad. The second thing that I would like to talk about is cultural globalization. Everything on television, most of it is predominated by American and Indian media, which is why the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we anything is either American or Indian influenced. We're at a loss of identity. We're in an identity crisis. We're not sure why we're suffering because we're not going abroad. We're still here. And yet we have to suffer just like people who go abroad and they have a culture shock, and we're having a culture shock right here because international influences are being bombarded from all directions. And well, if you adapt to the confusion, if you deal with it, then you reign supreme, you win, right? But if you can't survive it, if you can't deal with it, then you're in trouble, and needless trouble. You didn't choose to be attacked by globalization. So that's another factor. The third thing is, well, if you do win-win, then the world is the world is yours. The world is all yours. You can go and do whatever you want. You can start your own company and expand all over the universe. It's just the benefits are great, but most people don't win. And if you work towards a capitalist global world, then there will be no social welfare. There will be no place to fall back upon if you lose. And that is ripping the humanity out of us. That is turning us into animals that depend on survival of the fittest, who don't care about other beings. I mean, being human essentially is to care. And if you're constantly competing to be the king of the hill, you only care about yourself in the end. The other thing is image consciousness. We're constantly obsessed with what we look like to the world because we know that we're being projected all the time, that things are projecting towards us, and there's the boomerang effect. Yeah. So we care more about what things look like, what things sound like, what things, rather than genuine reality. And that, encourages corruption, encourages, dog eat dog behavior. The same thing. It's like we're above animals. Let globalization not let us forget that.